What is going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy YUNGFABIANN tapping back in with another vid, and today we got how good was PRIME Kyrie Irving? Actually, man, oh my gosh, bro, I got the exact jersey he had on in the finals in 2016 against Golden State, man, bro. Kyrie Irving, in my opinion, he's my favorite player, and he's better than LeBron in my that's my hot take. You know what I'm saying? But I love Kyrie Irving, man. I love the opportunity to meet him one day. But besides the glaze for a second, man, let's see how good he was in his prime, man. If y'all new to the channel, man, y'all like NBA content, classic NBA content, just basketball in general, man, you at the right place, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Let's go.
He made one of the biggest shots in NBA history.
Curry, one-on-one, Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from down.
That three-pointer. Come on,
He's
man.
arguably the best ball handler of all time,
Absolutely
breaking ankles
is.
across
Number
the
one.
NBA.
Number one. Better than Michael Jordan. Better than Kobe. But Kobe's right there
He was
with
even
him.
the star in some of the best basketball commercials ever.
And
Kyrie
movies.
Irving is also one of the best finishers of all time, with an unlimited offensive arsenal.
Oh, how did that go in?
And plenty of clutch moments.
Irving spins, puts up the shot. It's good. Kyrie Irving with 3.4 remaining.
But Kyrie is also no stranger to controversy. There were flat earth comments and fallout with LeBron James in Cleveland, the ugly breakup in Boston, and an even uglier one in Brooklyn.
He looked like a fool. He looked crazy. The fact that he had the audacity to put together a wish list and give it to the Brooklyn Nets is the craziest thing I've seen.
What?
However, when he got to
didn't even
Dallas,
know that.
Kyrie straightened out and helped Luka make the NBA Finals, showcasing great
Fact.
leadership along with
Hey, bro,
acrobatic
I ain't
layups.
gonna lie. Kyrie and Luka was a tough duo. I definitely want to go see Kyrie play in person.
And crazy game winners.
Irving for the win. Oh my! A southpaw finish from Kyrie Irving.
But with Kyrie, the talent was always there, but there were also injuries. Irving has only played over 70 regular season games 3 times in his 15-year
Hey, bro, I
career.
had them shoes,
Just
bro.
when you started to think he was one of the best players in the league, something always came up.
Kyrie Irving has been suspended for at least 5 games without pay.
Whether it was trade demands, beefs with teammates, injuries, or something else, it seemed like Kyrie never reached his full potential.
Man.
However, despite all the problems, one thing is undeniable. Kyrie at his peak was basketball poetry
Bro.
in motion.
Oh my
What a move
god.
for Kyrie Irving.
And he averaged over 20 points per
That.
game 12 times in his career. But just how good was prime Kyrie Irving?
Hey,
And
man,
when
let's
exactly
see.
was that
Let's
prime?
see.
Kyrie Irving was born to play basketball. His father, Drederick, was a former player, and Kyrie became obsessed with the sport, dribbling the ball all day, every day. And even though Kai was naturally left-handed, he attended a strict Catholic school, and his teachers forced him to do everything with his right hand.
Okay,
And that was a
okay.
blessing in disguise, as Kyrie soon became ambidextrous.
You were left-handed up
That's right.
Absolutely. I was getting slapped on the hand.
He can hoop with
Right
both
with my
hands
left
really
hand.
well.
I
never knew this.
Are you ambidextrous?
Yeah, both sides of my brain are unlocked if you're asking.
And by 8th grade, his godfather, Rod Strickland, a former NBA player, realized that his godson
Really?
had the
I
best
didn't know
handles he'd
that.
ever seen from such a young kid.
Interesting.
Even though he was always shorter than his peers, Kyrie's handles and shooting touch were at an NBA level while he was still a high school sophomore. By his senior year, Irving had grown to 6'2" and became a top 3 prospect
Oh
in the
my
country, after
gosh,
which he
that
accepted a
jelly
scholarship from
package.
Duke. And even though a toe injury limited him to just 11 college games, it was enough for NBA scouts to
11
realize
college
Kyrie
games,
was the most
really?
talented player in the upcoming draft. Irving averaged 17.5 points, 4.3 assists, and 1.5 steals a
solid
game,
for a
while
college
shooting
player.
53% from the field,
Oh,
46%
wow.
from 3, and 90% from the free throw line.
Dang.
It was clear he would
He's really
become the
accurate.
first pick in the stacked 2011 NBA draft.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select Kyrie Irving from Duke University.
When he got to the NBA, it didn't take much
Hey.
for Kyrie to get acclimated.
Kyrie knows the clock. Sends it.
Got it, Kyrie Irving!
Wow.
At the heart!
Wow.
As a rookie, he averaged 18.5 points and 5.4 assists,
That's
while
good.
shooting close to 50,
That's
40,
good.
90 from the field. Kyrie won the Rookie of the Year dominantly, 3 votes shy of a unanimous victory ahead of
my
guys like
God.
Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Ricky Rubio, and Kemba Walker. And then in his second season, Kyrie improved his averages to 22.5 points and 5.9 assists per
Hey.
game, which earned him his
Hey.
first All-Star selection.
There
Kai
you
also
go.
competed in the Rising Stars game,
In his
where
rookie
he
year?
annihilated Brandon Knight.
Or second year. Oh my gosh. Cross. Snatch.
And also took home the three-point competition trophy, defeating Matt Bonner in the final round.
2013.
In 2014, Kyrie made the All-Star again, this time as a starter, and he showed up
As a
guns
starter.
blazing, recording 31 points and 14 assists as the East beat the West
assists with
163-155,
LeBron.
which earned him the All-Star MVP award. During the summer, Irving joined Team USA for the 2014 World Cup, and he was the best player on the team that also included Steph Curry, James Harden,
Steph
Klay
Curry
Thompson,
jersey.
Derrick Rose, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. With 26 points in the finals against Serbia, Irving led Team USA to a gold medal, after which he was named the tournament MVP. Up to that point, Irving was considered the most promising and most talented young guard in the NBA. But one thing was missing: winning. In his first 3 seasons, the Cavs were stuck in the lottery. But to be fair, that wasn't a reflection of Kyrie, as the roster was leakier than the Titanic defensively, and not much better offensively. However, that would all change with 2 strokes of luck. First, the Cavs won the 2014 lottery, despite having only a 1.7% chance of selecting first overall.
Dang.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins.
But the second,
Okay.
and much more important stroke of luck was that
Oh.
LeBron James was
LeBron
born in
came
Akron,
back.
Ohio, and that he wanted to return home to win a championship in Cleveland. With the return of King James and the subsequent trade of Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett to Minnesota for an all-star power forward Kevin Love, the Cavs had a big 3.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kevin Love. Come on, LeBron.
But things didn't start off so well for the Cavs trio. Kevin Love famously didn't fit in, which caused a cryptic message from LeBron. And after a 6-game losing streak in January, the Cavs dropped to 19-20. But then, Irving and James led the Cavaliers on a 12-game winning streak to bring them back into contention.
The
During that
love,
streak,
bruh.
Irving averaged 24.5 points per game,
24.5.
including a
I like
then-career high 55 points on January 28th against Portland, and set a Cavaliers franchise record with 11 three-pointers.
Kyrie sends it for 3. 11 triples! Are you kidding me?
On March 12, 2015, Irving scored a career-high 57 points, including a buzzer-beating three-point shot to send the Cavaliers into overtime in a 128-125 victory over the San Antonio Spurs.
Come on, tie the game. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he's clutch. He's disgustingly
Irving's effort
clutch.
also surpassed the
Disgustingly
Cavaliers'
clutch.
franchise single-game scoring mark of 56 points,
Wow.
set by LeBron James in 2005. This game showcased Irving's vast offensive talent and all the different ways he could score. Pull-ups, step-backs, driving left and right, up and unders, layups with both hands. Kyrie could do anything against any defender. What I want fans to realize is that when I make a move, it's really a simple move. It's just done with pace, and it's done off a counter of something. I only do those fancy moves when someone cuts me off and makes me do it, because I have
Whoa.
counters to every move that I do.
Okay,
Irving helped
okay.
the Cavaliers win
Counters to
34 of their
every. He has counters to every move he does. He's literally like, in my opinion, he's almost like the modern day Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan, people would read his plays. Yeah, like one thing was defending Michael Jordan, another thing is stopping Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I learned that chat on my channel, man. But Kyrie, with that, like he already knew from what Michael Jordan was doing how to get out of certain defensive plays. You feel me? Kyrie had that in his bag too. Very smart.
final 43 games.
That, in my opinion, is what makes a goated player.
To finish the regular season as the number 2 seed with a 53-29 record. Kyrie averaged 21.7 points and 5.2 assists in 75 games, which was his career high in games played, as he stayed mostly healthy throughout the entire season. Kai made his 3rd All-Star game and was named to a 3rd All-NBA team for the first time. And in his first career playoff game against the Celtics, Irving showed that he was ready for the big stage.
Oh my god! Oh my
Scoring
god!
30 points in a 113-100 victory. The Cavaliers swept the series, but it came with a cost. After tangling his arm with Kelly Olynyk, Kevin Love dislocated his shoulder and was ruled out of the playoffs. Unfortunately, in a second-round series against Chicago, Kyrie suffered a knee injury, which clearly slowed him down and limited his production. Irving averaged 17 points in the series, but thanks to
Against
LeBron
Derrick
James's
Rose,
dominance
bro.
and
I
a Game 4
remember
buzzer
that.
beater, the Cavs still won in 6 games.
Jimmy Butler.
James for the win.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
gone.
LeBron,
James
bruh.
at the buzzer.
LeBron.
The knee injury limited Kyrie to just 2 games in the conference finals against Atlanta, but LeBron was too good for the Hawks, averaging a near triple-double with 30 points per game, and Cleveland advanced to the finals with a sweep. But the finals against the Golden State Warriors would be the toughest challenge for the Cavs, and Kyrie would face the toughest matchup, Steph Curry. But Irving proved to be up to the task, especially in the 4th quarter, where where he scored 8 out of his 23 points, compared to Steph's 4 points. With the game tied at 98, Kyrie had one of the biggest plays of the game, where he blocked Curry's layup attempt with 30 seconds to go.
Curry drives to the basket.
Oh my gosh, he blocked him.
Irving may have gotten a piece of it.
But unfortunately for Irving, that would be the last big play he made in the finals. 2 minutes into overtime, Kyrie fell to the floor and his season was over due to a fractured kneecap.
Irving falls down, hangs on, gets it to J.R. Smith, and Kyrie Irving is hurt.
The Warriors went on to win that championship in 6 games. But if Kyrie and Kevin Love were healthy, the Cavs likely would have won that series. Kyrie wasn't available at the start of the 2016 season due to his injury, missing the first 25 games. Then it took a while for Irving to get his feet under him, and both his numbers and playing time decreased across the year, as Kai averaged 19.6 points and 4.7 assists in 31 minutes. But the regular season wasn't as important for Kyrie and the Cavs.
Still good, though.
The only
Still
thing that
good.
mattered was getting back to the finals
healthy.
healthy. Cleveland swept the first 2 playoff series against Detroit and Atlanta, with Kai leading the team in scoring across the first 8 playoff games. Irving was also the top scorer in the first 2 games against the Raptors in the conference finals. But Toronto showed resilience and won both home games to even the series. But the Cavs were too strong for Toronto, and the next 2 games were blowouts. Cleveland advanced to the finals again for a rematch against the Golden State Warriors.
Thanks to Toronto Raptors. Hey, Kagan 2 times. Your team got spanked by the Cavs. Hey, bro, shout out.
3 regular season games to break the all-time record. And in the first 4 games of the series, it seemed like they would breeze past the Cavs and repeat as champions. Golden State held a 3-1 lead, and all their wins were by double digits, as the Cavs couldn't deal with their pace and shooting ability. But late in Game 4, with less than 3 minutes left to play, and with the Warriors up by 10, Draymond Green committed the costliest mistake of his career.
Iguodala the pull-up, that won't go. And a double foul is going to be called. Remember, Draymond Green is 1 flagrant foul and 2 technicals away from being suspended.
Contact with LeBron's family jewels earned Draymond his 4th flagrant foul in the postseason, which was an automatic 1-game suspension. And despite Draymond's absence, the rest of the world believed the Cavs were toast. But LeBron knew that they were going to make a comeback.
I can remember.
That's right. Come on.
We were in Oakland. We went to their practice.
Come on, bro. The Thor? Y'all know who Thor is, right? From Marvel, bro. Thor? Come on, man. Think about his hammer. LeBron could pick up Thor's hammer, right? Do we agree on that? LeBron can pick up Thor's hammer? Okay, thank you. Thor cannot take back Cleveland 3-1, man. Come on, man. Let's hear what Kevin Love got to say, though.
And it was the one, Clay Thompson had started talking about how they were better than the Showtime Lakers. So we're going over the Babe.
Ooh! Klay Thompson saying they're better than the Showtime Lakers? Oh, nah, chat. I need to hear y'all's thoughts on this, man. Klay Thompson thinking the 2016 Golden State Warriors better than the show. What do y'all think about that? Let me know down below.
Bridge. And that commentary is just still picking up. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on all these social platforms. And that's when Ron just said,
I don't know about that. Maybe. It's Curry, bro. It's Curry.
We're going to win tomorrow night. We're going to have a huge game. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to the last few minutes. We're not losing at home. Game 7, anything can happen. That's how it played out.
It's crazy.
It still gives me chills thinking about it.
But the odds were stacked against Cleveland because in the history of the NBA Finals, 32 teams had fallen to a 3-1 deficit, and all 32 lost. But when Game 5 started, Kyrie and Bron went on an absolute tear, scoring 43 points combined in the first half.
Irving slides inside. Thompson right with him. Irving, bank shot is good, and a foul. Kyrie Irving does it again.
But the Warriors weren't going anywhere, and largely due to Klay Thompson's 26 points, the game was dead even at halftime.
Come on.
Thompson,
Tristan Thompson.
And after Andrew Bogut went down with an injury, the Dubs were without their 2 best interior defenders. But Kyrie was still guarded by Klay and Iguodala and had to reach deep into his bag of tricks to win the game.
Kyrie falls, drives now, spins back, tough fall away shot, it's good! Kyrie Irving!
But even against much bigger defenders, Kyrie dazzled, scoring in a variety of ways, each shot seemingly tougher than the other. Kyrie made 17 shots on only 24 attempts, including 5 for 7 from 3. and the Cavs
5
outscored
for
the
7
Warriors
from
by
3.
20 with Irving on the floor, ultimately winning 112-97. It was one of the best finals performances ever, as LeBron and Irving finished with 41 points each, becoming the first pair of teammates to score 40 in a finals game. In Game 6, LeBron had 41 again, while
40.
Kyrie had 23.
40 again. Come on, bro. LeBron put in the finals points, bro.
Cavs won 115-101. And in the end, it all came down to Game 7, only the 4th time it happened in the NBA Finals since 1994. But of all the Game 7s, this one was arguably the most legendary and one of the biggest nail-biters ever. The two teams exchanged the lead 20 times, with 11 ties.
20 times.
With 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, the score was tied at 89. And for the next 3 minutes, neither team could buy a bucket, as everyone was completely exhausted. But then, it looked like the Warriors would break the tie.
Irving drives, hop step inside, close up, misses.
Come on. No.
As Andre Iguodala led the 2-on-1 fast break. What followed
Curry.
next was
Back
the
to
greatest
Iguodala.
chase down block in the history of basketball.
Back to Iguodala. Blocked by James.
LeBron James with a rejection.
109 to play, and the score still tied. The Cavs called a timeout. As Ty Lue gathered the team, James emphatically pointed to Irving, with the full belief in his running mates scoring in isolation.
It was Kyrie. It was Kyrie.
Puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from
Bang.
downtown.
On the following possession, the Warriors targeted Kevin Love to guard Steph. Love moved his feet like he never moved them before, contesting Curry's shot as well as he could,
Kevin
forcing
Love.
the missed 3 from Steph.
Curry fakes the 3, steps back, crossover, puts up a 3. Rebound James with 30 seconds remaining.
What
a spectacular job by Love.
With their final possession, the Cavs needed a bucket to put the game away. And Kyrie drove the ball hard right, passed to cutting LeBron, who soared for a dunk, only to be fouled hard by Draymond.
Oh my
James
gosh.
landed on the floor and grimaced in pain.
He nearly
But
ended
the game still wasn't
Draymond.
out of reach.
I remember
He
this.
needed to make at least one free throw. LeBron missed the first, but he made the second. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Rattles in the second. 4-point
I
game.
remember this, bro.
Timeout Golden
Oh my
State.
God.
After a timeout, Steph had another
my
three-point
God.
attempt to cut the lead to 1, but his shot missed the target, and the Cavs could finally celebrate.
One dribble, steps back, puts up a 3. Won't
Nope.
go. Rebound
Nope.
tip taken by Spades.
Nope.
Final seconds.
Shoot it. Who
It's
cares?
over.
Who
It's
cares?
over. Cleveland is a
No
city
way.
of champions once
I
again.
remember this,
And
man.
even though LeBron deservedly
shed a
won the
tear.
Finals MVP,
I have that
averaging
hat,
a near
man. Y'all
triple-double,
seen it in the
Kyrie
vids,
wasn't
bruh.
far behind, averaging 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals, while shooting 47% from the floor and 41% for 3 in the finals. Across the 21 playoff games, Kyrie averaged 25.2 points and 4.7 assists. And in the
impressive.
finals, he dropped
Come on.
one of the biggest shots of all time. And he
hear it.
also outplayed Steph,
That
first
3.
unanimous MVP in
And
league history.
Curry.
Up to that point, his career
Curry.
had been almost flawless. And at the age of 24, he was a champion, a 3-time All-Star, All-Star MVP, World Cup MVP, and Rookie of the Year. But that said,
Rookie of the
Kyrie
Year.
still hadn't reached his prime, and the best was yet to
Still
come. In
hasn't,
2017, Irving posted a career high in scoring, with 25.2 points per game, along with 5.8 assists, with 47, 40, 90 shooting splits, the most efficient of his career. Kyrie made the All-Star, but he wasn't named to an All-NBA team, despite being 11th in the league in scoring. During a Christmas game rematch against the Warriors, Kyrie scored a game-winning jumper, once again proving his clutch gene.
Drives on Thompson. Irving spins.
Okay.
Puts up the shot.
Bang!
Kyrie Irving with
Oh my
3.4
God.
remaining.
Bro, he
When the
knew what he
playoffs
had to
started,
do.
the Cavaliers were in a class of their own in
my
the East,
God.
losing just one
Plus
game
some
on their way to
odds.
another finals against the Warriors.
Disgusting
However, this
jelly
time,
package,
the Dubs
bro.
also had Kevin Durant, and in the first 2 games, Golden State destroyed Cleveland.
KD, bro. When KD came to Golden State after the Cavs won, bro, like, bro, the general managers with the Warriors knew what they had to do, bro. They needed to hire
With an
Kevin
unreal
Durant,
combination
bro.
of offensive and defensive firepower.
Kevin Love blocked by Durant.
5 All-Stars, 2 league MVPs in their prime, a Defensive Player of the Year, and Iggy as the Finals MVP. Now, in Game 3, it seemed like the Cavs would prevail.
Irving to the basket.
Oh my
Puts
God.
it in.
Last minute
Dazzling display
lane.
from Kyrie Irving.
But then KD showed why he was brought to the Bay. Durant nailed a 27-foot three-pointer to give the Warriors the lead.
Durant for three. It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown. And Golden State takes the lead.
And Cleveland couldn't score anymore, so Golden State won the game. Game 4 was probably the best offensive performance in NBA playoff history, especially in the first half, where Cleveland scored 86 points on 61% shooting from the field and 59% from three.
Wow.
In the end, the Cavs won 37-116, led by Kyrie's 40 points. And the game broke the playoff record for the most points in a half, 86, and finals record for most threes in a game, 24. But it was too little, too late. In Game 5, Golden State finished the job at home, winning the game 129-120 in the final game in the Oracle Arena. Kyrie averaged 29.4 points in the finals, once again outscoring Steph Curry. And during the playoffs, he averaged 26 points and 5 assists. But despite all the great numbers and accomplishments, Kyrie wasn't entirely happy. He was tired of being Robin to LeBron's Batman. Like his mentor, Kobe Bryant, who wanted to get out of Shaq's shadow, Irving wanted his own thing. So, out of the blue, during the 2017 offseason, Irving requested that the Cavaliers trade him. Kyrie still had 2 years on his contract, and the Cavaliers didn't need to trade him. But on August 22nd, they did. Irving was traded to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zizic, and the rights to the...
I remember Isaiah Thomas coming in at Cavs. This was strange, bro, but I remember this.
Brooklyn Nets 2018 first-round draft pick. LeBron was pissed, realizing he was losing one of the best scoring guards ever, while he got damaged goods in return. Isaiah Thomas failed his physical and would never play like an all-star again due to a damaged hip. The NBA set Kyrie's debut with the Celtics to happen against Cleveland, a game that will always be remembered for the horrific injury to Gordon Hayward. Even though the Celtics lost that game and the following one against the Bucks, they would go on to a 16-game win streak, during which Kyrie set the Celtics record for most points in his first 11 games with the team.
Putting on a show with a ball handling layup.
That jersey just has aura.
Through the first 60 games of the season, Boston was second in the East with a 41-19 record, one game behind the Raptors, but firmly ahead of Cleveland in third place. Kyrie was averaging a team-high 24.4 points per game while shooting close to 50-40-90. But then, a disaster. Another brutal knee injury, and the procedure to remove 2 screws inserted in his patella after his previous fracture. Irving was ruled out for the season with
all them injuries really set back Kyrie, bro. But, I mean, he still has an amazing career, I'm going to be honest.
recovery time of 4 to 5
but it's
months.
so unfortunate.
Without Irving, Boston would reach the conference finals before losing to his former team, the Cavaliers, in 7 games. Kyrie recovered in time for the 2018-19 season opener, but he struggled, averaging just 14 points through the first 6 games. But as the season progressed, Irving returned to form, focusing more on distributing the ball rather than scoring. On January 16, 2019, Irving recorded 27 points and a career-high 18 assists in a 117-108 victory over the Raptors.
The lob.
Bang!
Horford on a high handoff.
And just 4 days later, he had a career-high 8 steals in a win over Miami. For the season, Kyrie averaged 23.8 points and a career-high 6.9 assists.
That's
and
good,
many
bro.
believe
Him on the
he
Celtics
played the
was
best
fire,
basketball
bro.
of his career. Irving made the All-Star and All-NBA second team while leading the Celtics to a 3rd place in the East. However, while his on-court production matured, his leadership and behavior off the...
You see that, bro? That's low-key showing dominance off of Kyrie Irving, man. The fact that he wanted to lead his own team and, like, kind of get out of LeBron's, like, shadow and kind of let LeBron lead his own thing, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just shows, like, how dominant he is on his own, being able to really help the Celtics get to the 3rd on the East, man. Let me know what y'all
were
think.
far from those of a mature player. During the season, Kyrie had disagreements with young players, mainly Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Irving essentially threw his teammates under the bus, saying that the young guys on the team didn't understand what it took to win a championship. A few days later, Kyrie admitted to the media that he actually called LeBron James, apologizing for his immature attitude while they played together in Cleveland, and seeking advice about his leadership struggles in Boston.
It was a big deal for me because I had to call Bron, and tell him, like, I apologize for being that young player that wanted to everything at his, at his fingertips, and I wanted everything to be at, my threshold.
That takes a strong player to realize that, man.
I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to be all that, and the responsibility of being the best player in the world and leading a team is something that's not meant for many people. And Bron was one of those guys that came to Cleveland and tried to really show us what it's like to win a championship.
A few weeks later, when the media asked him about his upcoming free agency
man.
and his proclaimed intent to re-sign with the Celtics, Kyrie simply said that,
And I don't owe anybody shit, so ask me July 1st. Like I said, it really comes down to what's best for me and my family.
when the playoffs came around, Boston swept Indiana in the first round, with Kyrie leading the team in points, assists, and steals. And even though he repeated that feat in the second round against the Bucks, the Celtics couldn't contain Giannis, and Milwaukee advanced after 5 games, with Kyrie shooting poorly, just 35% from the field and 22% from 3, in what was easily the worst
22?
playoff series of his
Why?
career. And after reporters asked him about his shooting struggles following a Game 4 loss, Kyrie responded in the worst possible way.
What do you say?
Yeah, who cares?
By the time his season ended, it was
Ooh.
becoming
He
painfully
got
obvious
mad.
that Kyrie wasn't going to re-sign with the Celtics.
Ooh.
They were happy to see him go. And indeed, when free agency opened,
Went to
Irving
Brooklyn,
signed with
bruh.
the Brooklyn Nets,
That's
where
right.
he teamed up with his good friend Kevin Durant, despite KD being
That's
out for the season
right,
due to an
bruh.
Achilles tear he suffered during the 2019 finals. With the Nets, Kyrie was finally unleashed, being by far the most talented player on the team. The green light to take whatever
Didn't
shots he
James
wanted.
Harden join
Irving
this
averaged
team too?
27.4
If I'm
points
not
and
mistaken?
6.4 assists per game. And the 50 points he scored in a season opener were the most points ever in a debut for a new team.
Grant. Irving. Oh, no.
Oh my God.
However,
Oh
a shoulder
my
injury
God.
later ruled him out for the season, and
No,
Kyrie played only 20
that's
games.
right,
When the 2021
bro.
season started, the Nets fans finally saw the long-awaited debut of Kevin Durant. And to make things even better, Brooklyn also traded for James Harden early in the season. The
thought
big
so.
three of
Come
KD,
on.
Harden,
Come
and
on,
Kyrie
man. Under my
promised to be the most unstoppable
bro.
offense
Y'all
ever.
tell me
And
I don't watch ball, bro. Yeah, I know all these trades happen.
so much talent on the floor, defenses were forced to pick their poison. And at all times, one of the 3 best isolation scorers in basketball was open. However, injuries to all 3 stars limited their time on the court, and that superstar trio played just 8 games together in the regular season. On top of their injury troubles, Kyrie was still at war with the media, calling them pawns on social media. Still, his on-court production didn't suffer from his media wars, as Irving averaged 27 points and 6 assists per game, while finally joining the 50-40-90 club, after he was flirting with those shooting
50-40-90
percentages for
club,
basically his
Kyrie?
entire career.
Irving, pep in his step. Oh, the corkscrew! Kyrie Irving is locked in.
But for the first round of the playoffs against the Celtics, all 3 Nets All-Stars were healthy, unleashing the full wrath of their offensive talent. Brooklyn won that series in 5 games, scoring an average of 124 points, and with an insane 130 offensive rating, easily the best rating in a single playoff series. Kyrie, KD, and Harden averaged 85 points per game, shooting a combined 53% from the field, 45% from 3, and 92% from the free throw line. To rub in the Nets' victory,
way better
Irving stomped on the
50-40-90,
Celtics logo,
bro.
which wasn't appreciated by the Boston fans. However, in the second round against the Bucks, both
that's
Kyrie
dirty.
and Harden got hurt. Still, if KD's toe didn't step on the line during the potential game winner, the story might have been different, but it did, and the Bucks won the series in overtime of Game 7. And despite the disappointment, everybody believed the Nets super team would win the title in the coming years if they stayed healthy. But that's when the real fun began, and Kyrie's immaturity showed. The world didn't know it yet, but Harden, KD, and Irving would only play 1 more game together for Brooklyn. Before the start of the 2022 NBA season, 99% of NBA players had received the mandatory vaccination to combat the pandemic. Only 3 players refused: Michael Porter Jr., Jonathan Isaac, and Kyrie Irving. Porter and Isaac were out for the season due to injuries. However, Kyrie was perfectly healthy, but due to his stance, he was unable to play in all home games because of New York City's vaccine mandate. This led the Nets GM Sean Marks to remove Kyrie from all team games and practices, resulting in Kyrie missing the first 2 months of the season. On January 12th, the Nets super team of Durant, Harden, and Irving finally all suited up in an NBA game again, reminding the world just how potent their offense could be with all 3 superstars. The Nets demolished the Bulls, 138-112, and for a moment, their hopes of winning a title looked great again. But it would be the last game the trio ever played in the same uniform. Kyrie missed the next 2 games because the Nets played at home, after which KD suffered an injury and was ruled out for 6 weeks. That was the final straw for James Harden, who was getting fed up with Kyrie and the uncertainty he brought to the team. So, the Beard asked for a trade, seeking a more stable situation. And during the February trade deadline, Harden got his wish, getting traded to
that's
Philadelphia for Ben Simmons and Seth Curry. Overall, the Nets' Big Three played in just 16 games together, posting a 13-3 record.
Hey, but that's
Somehow,
solid.
the Nets made the playoffs, even without Harden and Ben Simmons, who didn't play a single game in another drama of its own. But in the first round against the Celtics, Brooklyn got swept, and their title window closed faster than anyone could have predicted. In Game 1 of that series, Irving flipped off a fan, adding fuel to the fire of hate he was already getting in Boston, plus a $50,000 fine he received from the NBA. However, that wasn't the end of all the chaos. In the offseason, Kevin Durant, who was clearly tired from all the Kyrie and Ben Simmons drama, asked for a trade, even though he still had 4 years left on his contract.
I feel that Kyrie Irving ruined the franchise. I feel that all of this is his doing. If Kyrie Irving had shown up to work, if he had been a more consistent presence, then he'd still be in Brooklyn. KD would still want to be in Brooklyn. They probably might have won a championship.
But the owner, Joe Tsai, held his ground, refused KD's ultimatum, and didn't succumb to the pressure to trade him. Against all odds, Kyrie and KD started the 2023 season for the Nets, and they were joined by Ben Simmons, who finally made his debut for the team. But when the season started, the Nets were an abomination. Simmons looked like a shell of his former self, and the Nets had zero on-ball defense, and their offense relied on KD and Kyrie isolations. And after just 8 games, Coach Steve Nash got fired. But the Nets' on-court problems were minor compared to the drama they created off the floor, led by Kyrie and his anti-Semitic tweet after a documentary he watched, which earned him an 8-game suspension. When Irving finally returned, Ben Simmons and other role players caught some steam, and against all odds, Brooklyn started winning games. At the midpoint of the season, they had a 27-14 record, and the second-best record in the Eastern Conference. By then, Kyrie wanted to secure a contract extension with the team. Considering all the BS he'd pulled in the previous 5 years, Irving was viewed as a ticking bomb who could explode at any moment. And without any surprise, the Nets declined to give Kyrie the max extension he wanted. But because they didn't want to lose him for nothing in the summer, Brooklyn made a logical move and decided to cash in on his talent while they still could. So the Nets traded him to Dallas in exchange for Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, an unprotected 2029 first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. The whole world believed that Dallas made a big mistake trading for Irving and giving him a 3-year, $126 million extension, especially after Irving and Doncic failed to make the postseason in 2023. But then, in the 2024 season, everything changed. Irving remained healthy for the majority of the year and was one of just 11 NBA players to average 25, 5, and 5, with traditionally high shooting percentages. Kyrie was just 0.3% shy of a 50-40-90 season, shooting 49.7% from the field, 41.1% from 3, and 90.5% from the free throw line. His alley-oop dunk versus the Nets.
You watched the telecast.
Oh my God!
Kyrie Irving!
And a crazy left-handed game winner against the Nuggets were the biggest highlights of Dallas' season.
Irving for the win!
Oh!
A southpaw finish from Kyrie Irving!
Bro, this is just way too clutch, bro. Chat.
But even more.
Who else is he more clutch than? Is he more clutch than LeBron? Probably. Is he more clutch than Michael Jordan? I don't know. Is he more clutch than Kobe? I don't know. Probably not either. But like, I don't know, man. There's a lot to learn in this video, man, about Kyrie Irving, man. If you've been liking this video so far, man, hit that like button down below so I know.
More importantly, Kyrie wasn't a PR nightmare anymore. He said all the right things in the media. He became a leader on and off the court, and it was clear that he established great chemistry with all his teammates and coaches.
Which of the teammates of all time you had the best chemistry with on the basketball court?
I'll probably say Kyrie. It took us some time.
Bro, Luka and Kyrie was too tough.
In the middle of the season, you know, that
I said that earlier, too tough.
We didn't have the chemistry we had next year. Let's always talk about preseason. Like, that preseason helped us a lot. And that team that we had, you know, went to the finals.
So. Have you seen anybody with that skill set that Kai has before you see Kai?
No.
Unbelievable, huh?
And this all showed in the end result. Kyrie and Luka led the Mavs past the Clippers, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves to reach the NBA Finals, which was the first time since 2011 that one team defeated 3 50-win teams to reach the championship series. During those 3 playoff series, Kyrie made a ton of clutch shots. He had 6 games where he scored 30 or more, including a 40-point game against the Clippers.
30 or more?
Inside,
6 games?
Oh! How did that go in?
But we were already used to his offensive brilliance.
Chill out on
and what
him,
was
bro.
actually most impressive about Kyrie is that he was willing to
Me and
sacrifice
Kyrie
for the
gotta
team.
chill out
He
on him when
excelled
we hoop,
as
bro.
a secondary playmaker.
Right, chat? We gotta chill out on him, bro. Me and Kyrie, bro, when we hoop, bro. Best duo there is, man, when it comes to hooping.
Boxing out and fighting for every rebound, diving to the floor, and playing the best defense of his career.
Chipping inside. Oh, it's picked up, pickpocketed right there by Irving. He goes behind the back. He goes in the power. He scores!
And even though the finals against Boston were a disappointment for Dallas, as the Celtics easily won the series in 5 games, Kyrie showed that he finally matured and played the best all-around basketball of his career. So, when was Kyrie's prime actually? Was it in Cleveland with LeBron, or during those rare instances he played in Brooklyn? Or was it in Dallas when he finally matured, despite being a clear second option behind Luka? Even though he was a brilliant scorer from the moment he stepped into the league, we can say that his prime started in the 2016 playoffs, highlighted with the incredible finals performance against the Warriors. In 2017, Kyrie took it to an even higher level, averaging 25 points per game both in the regular season and the playoffs. This was the best version of Kyrie, even though he still wasn't a perfect player back then. As a playmaker, he was too often hunting his own shot rather than dishing to an open teammate, averaging 5.5 assists during his time with the Cavs. He was also an average defender at best, partly because of his size and partly because of his incredible offensive effort, which depleted his energy for defense. But you could say the same about Steph Curry, who was his main rival during that time and was arguably an even worse defender, and whose assist numbers weren't far better than Kyrie's. But in Cleveland, Irving played alongside the best all-around player of his era, if not ever, LeBron James. In many ways, the two fed off each other, as many great duos do. What Kyrie lacked in the defensive and playmaking departments, LeBron had his back. What LeBron was deficient at as a late-game shot creator, especially when his mid-range J wasn't falling, Irving was more than willing to pick up the slack. When he played without LeBron in the lineup in the regular season and the playoffs, Irving averaged 30.
That was the good thing about Kyrie when he was on Cleveland, bro. He would pick up a lot of the slack from LeBron, you know what I'm saying?
0.5 points per 36 minutes, with a 51.7 effective field goal percentage across 2,232 minutes, about the equivalent of 62 games.
Which this is really good stats.
The only time he eclipsed 30 points per game per 36 minutes was during the 2019-2020 season in Brooklyn, when KD was hurt. So it's clear that his best offensive numbers happened in Cleveland, especially during the 2017 season. Kyrie and Bron were a perfect 1-2 punch. But Irving was still extremely young and immature, wanting to spread his wings elsewhere. And even though he had great numbers in Boston and Brooklyn, both of those stops ended up in disaster, partly because of injuries, but also partly because of the off-court drama that Kyrie created. When he got to Dallas, Irving was finally mature and comfortable in his own skin, fully able to excel as a teammate. But he was already past the age of 30, and multiple injuries made him a fraction of a second slower and less explosive than he had been in Cleveland. And also, despite his offensive brilliance, Luka is nowhere near LeBron in terms of athletic ability and defensive prowess, which was painfully exploited by the Celtics in the finals. And that's why Luka and Kyrie could never be a better duo than Irving and James. So even though his prime lasted for 10 years or even more, the best version of Kyrie was between April 2016 and June 2017, highlighted by that phenomenal 41-point game.
Nah, I mean, he's got so much better plays than that. Like, him on the Celtics, him on the Nets, and even him on the Mavericks is still insane. Like, all that is a prime, in my opinion, and he still is. But I will say, like, definitely, like, the best era to watch him was that little clip. Now, to say, like, was that his prime? Like, there's no way less than 12 months is his prime.
Greatest performances offensively
Kyrie
I've ever seen in
Irving.
the finals by Kyrie Irving.
And the infamous shot over Steph Curry.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
If it weren't for injuries, Uncle Drew could have won more titles.
Did any of y'all watch that live? I did. I remember watching that with my Dukes, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. What a moment, man.
2015 and 2021.
Cried,
but even as it is, with only one title and all the controversies, Kyrie will always be remembered as the best ball handler in NBA history.
Dancing,
best ball handler.
Pulls up,
there is. Bang! It's good. Come on, get him on the ground.
With the basketball like Kyrie Irving.
Oh, no.
Thank you for watching. And if you like this video,
oh my goodness, man. Who is better than Kyrie Irving, bro? Probably no one, man. Let me know what y'all think about this video down below, man. Hit that like button, man. Comment down below other videos like this y'all want me to react to, man. Kyrie Irving is tough. I love his bag work, his mid-range shot, his post shot. You know what I'm saying? His jersey, his aura, man. Kyrie Irving the GOAT, in my opinion, man. Let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so y'all don't miss any of the new vids, man. We're going to be posting some more tomorrow, man. I hope y'all have a good day. And then we'll catch y'all in tomorrow's vid. Yes, sir.